I graduated from West Point on June 7th, 1967. We'd been at West Point for 4 years. From the time I got in there until 1963 to 1967, we were very familiar with the war and were learning about what was going on. So when we graduated in 1967, we took two months leave, but then all of us were, I think, 587 graduates, all but one went to Vietnam. I selected the infantry, which is a very proud branch for me, and my dad had been in the Army, World War I, II, and Korea. He was an artilleryman in World War I in France. He had 7 major battles there, so I had a long history, and I was an Army brat. So when I came into West Point, I knew a lot about the Army. I went to Army Green Beret school, so I became a Green Beret, and on the way to Vietnam, went to Panama Jungle School. So I'd been to pretty much everything I could get ready for before I set foot on Travis Air Force Base to get on that plane about, it was like January 7th, 1970. When I got to Vietnam, I was a captain by that time, which meant instead of leading 30 people in a platoon, I was going to lead a company of 120 soldiers. The first day I took command of my company out in the field, they had been there for quite some time, and they look at you as like a new guy and say, wow, this is a new guy, he's going to have to learn his trade, and you have to earn their trust and confidence as quickly as you can. I was out in the field with them every day, and they saw that, and I was maneuvering 3 different platoons, and I had one handset in one hand that talked to the colonel above me, my boss, and I had one handset in the other hand talking to my 3 platoons and maneuvering them, and we were moving in a lot of areas, really tough areas, triple canopy. They could see that I was there with them and every day and looking out for them and trying to lead them. And it's a great honor to lead infantry soldiers in combat, and that was my great honor. This one day they picked up our whole company, dropped us on a ridge line, and we were told that there was an enemy camp down below. And the time we got there, we could see clearly that the NVA soldiers were down there in the camp in Anlo Valley. And so I sent a platoon to my right to try to go around them. And there was a lieutenant there in charge of them, and he had to mark his position, pop smoke, and then we sent gunships down through the valley. I got hold of my right platoon commander and I said, do you have all your soldiers in a safe area? Because I was going to bring more gunships straight down the valley, and unfortunately he said he had all his people, and 3 of his people were not with him, and as we strafed down through the valley there, 2 of our soldiers were hit pretty badly there. I was 25 years old. I was 3 years out of West Point. It wasn't like I'd been in the job 20 years and I'd done this many, many times. This is your fire, and this is where you're learning under fire, and you have to be extremely careful. These are your soldiers, and they're counting on you. Not only I had to be more careful, but I had my leadership and directives had to be more distinct, and so that taught me a long lesson. I probably came out of my 1 year in Vietnam more than 25, probably more mentally 35. Each individual soldier has its own reaction to not only the war, but later on after the war. And I came out, I felt strong, and I felt a good soldier, and I did my duty there. I understand politics were swirling, but as a professional soldier, when you're going through this, you don't have time for politics. You have time for your soldiers and attempting to lead them, and this is my view of my year in Vietnam. And when I came back, I was aware of what I did, and I was proud to lead this company, and I remember what took place, and I mourn those soldiers that I lost and that were wounded under my command. What we try to do is promote service to country, and we feel that it's so important part of our legacy, of America's legacy, of what's happened since from day one when the country was formed, that we should honor not only firefighters and police and first responders, but your service members from Air Force, Marine, Army, Navy, Coast Guard, etc. Please honor them It's certainly part of our great legacy in this country, a strong military, and hopefully that'll continue to take place in our country.
These personal Vietnam War stories are made possible by these sponsors.